Thank you for taking time to learn about SPIPA procurement for programs. This presentation is for folks who are using the SPIPA procurement system to purchase goods and services according to the SPIPA policy and processes set in the SPIPA financial management system. On the screen, you can see the topics we will cover in this presentation. We'll talk about the policy, the forms, the process. We'll share information about how to successfully connect SPIPA to your vendors. And, tongue-in-cheek, we'll wrap up with a pop quiz about paying for items from quotes. SPIPA has a written procurement policy. It's a requirement for us to be in compliance with the federal and state regulations that come along with our funding from them. As someone who spends those funds, it is important for you to know the rules governing the way you purchase goods and services. You can get a copy of the most current policy from SPIPA Fiscal Services. Your manager or supervisor may also have one. In the policy manual, the procurement section is packed with useful information, things like conflict of interest, Indian preference, and really a lot of information about the types of purchases, the micro and small types, which are the usual types that SPIPA programs make. We recommend you review the policy a few times a year to help support compliance. You can see a list of many topics on the screen with the question, does the SPIPA procurement policy address this issue? Yes, it does. The main SPIPA procurement form, whether you're doing a paper copy or a Smartsheet transaction, and Smartsheet is another presentation you can watch from our channel, you need to start with a purchase requisition. You're going to see a blank form, and then each section of the form will be explained, and then you'll see a completed form. This form is available in electronic format by requesting it from SPIPA Fiscal Services. First, you complete the name of the vendor or the full legal name of the individual. Complete the mailing address and phone number of the vendor and the date that you're processing the purchase requisition. Check the box to tell us if you need a check, a purchase order, or a credit card. Since we don't have a box to check for Rely a Card, you can go ahead and write Rely a Card on the authorization to shop line. Just write it in all caps, maybe give it a little highlight or exclamation points. The distribution method is where you tell us if you want a check or purchase order mailed, if you want it returned to you, or if you want it held at Fiscal Services here at SPIPA for you to pick up. If you're doing a purchase order, there's an authorized to shop line, and that's where you would put the name of the person or people who are authorized to shop with the purchase order. More than one person can be listed there, but please note that stores require ID to verify that the person who's shopping is the person listed on our purchase orders. In this section, you list the grant number for the program. It'll be like 3 numbers and a dash and 2 more numbers, like 477-21. Then the expense code. This is the general ledger code identifying the type of expense such as mileage, phone reimbursement, consumable supplies, client services, cash grants, proposals, etc. If you need a copy of the expense codes with the full descriptions of what goes in each code, you can request one from Fiscal Services. The column that has the header tribe is your work site, so either a tribal site or county site or the IPC, which we call SPIPA. The description is a place where you can put a short description of what you're requesting, such as mileage reimbursement for June 2023, or if you have an invoice number, an order number, dates of service, date of event, go ahead and enter it in the description section. The amount section is where you put the dollar amount of your purchase. If it's charged to more than one expense code, make a line for each amount per expense code. Your amount should be inclusive of all shipping and handling, and then the requisition will automatically total at the bottom. Okay, we're almost finished. At this section, you sign on the requested by line, send the document to your supervisor, manager, or director, whoever has the budget expenditure authority to approve your purchase at your worksite. And finally, this section will help you be ready to pass the purchase requisition along in the process. Gives you just a requester's checklist. And this is the completed purchase requisition. Once you've completed a purchase requisition, you have all your required signatures. What happens next? Well, if you did a paper purchase requisition, you can send it to the SPIPA Fiscal Services Department for processing. It's a good time to remind you that there is a process for submitting through Smartsheets. So be sure to check out that presentation also if you're interested in learning about that process. SPIPA has an extensive list of vendors that work with our programs. We have legal requirements for some of them that require certain information. So all new vendors are enrolled through the SPIPA Fiscal Services Department. Your procurement can be quicker, maybe even easier, when you use an existing vendor that will accept our purchase orders. You can get the list of vendors from the Fiscal Services Department, and the Fiscal Services team can help you enroll new vendors into our procurement system. Ready for your pop quiz? Does SPIPA pay procurement items from quotes? The answer is no, not just from quotes. You need a little more documentation. So if you have questions, please contact us. Our email and our telephone are on the screen for you. And we have in-person presentations, technical assistance, recorded options like this one. Thanks for viewing our video. Have a great day.